Jim Miller versus Vince Pichel is a lightweight bout. Jim Miller has achieved a record of 32 wins, 14 losses. Vince Pichel has achieved a record of 12 wins, 2 losses. Alright, so Jim Miller is currently 36 years old, and he's actually ranked 24th at lightweight worldwide, while his opponent, Vince Pichel, is actually even older at 37 years old, and is ranked 38th at lightweight worldwide. Alright, so Vince Pichel started his pro career with 7 straight wins outside of the UFC, which ended up getting him a shot onto the Ultimate Fighter Season 16, where he ended up losing from KO in the first round. After that loss in the Ultimate Fighter, he ended up going 4-0 in his next 4 fights, 3 of them by decision and 1 by KO in the first round. Now, after those 4 wins in a row, he fought his first big test in Gregor Gillespie, but ended up getting submitted in the second round. After that loss, he had one more fight against a guy that Jim Miller also beat in Roosevelt Roberts, but ended up winning that fight by decision. Alright, now let's take a look at his opponent, Jim Miller. Alright, so Jim Miller, he started his pro career with 5 straight wins all outside of the UFC, but unluckily for him, in his 6th fight, he fought the one and only Frankie Edgar and ended up losing by unanimous decision. After his first loss, he ended up going on a 6-fight win streak, which got him a shot into the UFC. Now, after he was brought into the UFC, he ended up getting 2 wins, 1 by submission and 1 by decision. But in his next fight, he fought an absolute beast in Gray Maynard and ended up losing by unanimous decision. Now, after his second loss against another absolute beast, he went on a 7-fight win streak, with one of those wins coming against Charles Oliveira by submission. Now, after those 7 wins, he ended up fighting a future champion in Benson Henderson and ended up losing by unanimous decision. Now, after his third loss, he came back with a first-round submission over Melvin Gouliard, but in his next fight, he ended up fighting Nate Diaz from Stockton, California, and ended up losing by submission in the second round. After that loss to yet another beast, he went on a 3-fight win streak over Joe Lozon by decision, Fabricio Comos by first-round armbar, and Yancy Medeiros by first-round guillotine choke. Now, after those 3 wins, he ended up fighting Donald Cerrone and Beneil Dariush, both back-to-back, and lost by second-round KO to Cerrone and decision to Dariush. Now, after those 2 losses, he fought Danny Castillo in a close bout, which he ended up winning by split decision. Now, after that win, he ended up fighting 2 more beasts in Michael Chiesa, who he lost to by submission, and Diego Sanchez, who he lost to by decision. After those 2 losses, he came back with a 3 straight wins over Takanori Gomi by first-round TKO, Joe Lozon a second time by split decision in a very close fight, and Thiago Alves by unanimous decision. After those 3 wins, he ended up having the worst year of his pro MMA career, as he ended up losing 4 in a row. Now, even though he lost 4 in a row, those 4 guys, guess their names: Dustin Poirier, Anthony Pettis, Francisco Trinaldo, and Dan Hooker. So, come on. These 4 guys are legit. Everyone he's lost to has been legit. Come on. Now, in his next 6 fights, he ended up going 4-2, and that was very impressive. Alright, so seeing as Jim Miller is a younger fighter, has more experience, has fought in the UFC against amazing